ways to visualize RGB and HSV is this way. So what I've done is I've gotten a disk here, and it's a disk of radius 1, and we can even zoom in a little bit if we want. And I got my RGB here. I call them A, B, and C. Those are my sliders. And so my red is changing, and then my blue is changing, and then my green is changing. I'm sorry, green and then blue. Blue is changing. All right. And then so what this does is it allows me to see, to visualize what my color could be that I want in a different way than the previous video. All right, so once I got the numbers down, so like 90, 194, and 57, then what I can do is I can go to my graph and I can put those here and then go about my business. Another thing you can do though is you can use HSV in a different way. Now I'm going to pick up this red, so I'm going to go over here. My object is going to be this red color. It's this one now. Okay, right now it's red. And then I can change. So what I've done here is so now the hue is starting out with 0. Remember, hue goes from 0 to 360. So this is 360, this is 0. So as I change the hue, this little dot tells me where I'm at on that color wheel. So the color wheel that they talked about was this one. It's this color wheel here. Okay, so remember how this worked. So you start out with 0 and you go all the way to 360. Okay, this is just another way to visualize it. So as my hue changes, a little dot goes around and it tells you where you would be on a color wheel. All right. Then what I did was I said, okay, well, saturation, as my saturation decreases, that circle little dot goes around, and as it increases, that color gets more saturated. Okay, so if I change it to like I don't know, 203, whatever 203 is in hue, so then as I increase my saturation, that little circle goes around and it goes to 100% of 203. Okay, so if it's basically, if it's 310, let's say, then we go around and that little circle tells you what the saturation is all the way to 100%, all the way to 100%, so that's 310. All right, so the vibrancy is, um, the way you show the vibrancy is that the circle gets larger or smaller. So less vibrancy means it goes down. And so when it goes down to 0 vibrancy, it's like a point. And when it has the most vibrancy, it's the largest, and it goes out to 1. All right. So let's try it with another one. Here's a hue, and as it goes out, as the circle gets larger, the vibrancy gets brighter. All right. And so that's another way to visualize it, which I thought was kind of cool to create.